Let's do English now. He's fine. He's doing his pause.
Rookie Mayor.
Yeah. We're speaking English now. Can we talk about the entry to the house in Berdychiv?
Yes. And so there was that shed in front of to protect the entrance to the kitchen, like so that the cold air would not get immediately into the house.
Right.
In that shed, there was a hamper. There was a door that you could lift and get under the hamper.
I think it might be called a cellar, but I'm really not sure. Like people had root cellars.
Yes.
That might be the
I
most
think
similar.
it was dug out a little more because the height of the shed was not enough for an adult to stand up under it. And my grandmother could stand up.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a kind of a root cellar. I don't know. I never went down to take a closer look, but I don't know that miraculously from there would appear potatoes, carrots, beets, sauerkraut, fresh cabbage, pickled cucumbers, pickled tomatoes. It was all stored in there because in winter it was fairly cool.
But in Portuguese, you mentioned that probably there wasn't that much in there because things were not
Well,
available. It's just
no, there
that was
just
the place to store things.
because you bought what you could buy,
Right.
and it was never an abundance.
Right.
But if you happen to stumble on potatoes and you could buy more than for the immediate use,
Then that's where you would
the
keep them.
surplus would be stored there. Same thing for beets, carrots, and cabbage and whatever.
Right.
So it was just the surplus. If you bought not what you needed, but you bought what was available.
And it was a trap door on the floor.
Yes.
To get into it, and a makeshift ladder, you said?
I think so, because somehow they would get down and up.
Right.
I assumed that it was a makeshift ladder.
And then you would turn to your right and walk into
the right of the door. There was a window and a table.
In the kitchen. This is already in the kitchen.
In the kitchen, and a table with one edge against the wall under the window.
Uh-huh.
There was a sitting room for one on either side of the table and in front of the table.
So you were a family of 4.
Yes.
Plus your grandmother who came to visit.
Sometimes.
So did you all fit around the table, or did somebody have to sit somewhere else to the side?
No, I think we would fit around the table. These are details that, because the problem was solved, it never registered as a problem.
Never registered as a problem.
Yeah. And then against the outside wall, there was the stove, maybe a step or 2 steps from the table. It couldn't be very far because everything was so small. There was the wood stove, and I assume that the chimney of the stove was built inside the house to retain the heat and warm up the kitchen.
You're assuming, but you don't remember that.
No,
and it actually sounds to me improbable, Chia, and I'll tell you why. Because you have to cook in summer, and you don't want to heat up the house.
Oh, but nobody was worried about summer. People were worried about winter.
So that's why I suspect that the heating for the house was provided by that other...
Most of it would be in the room, not in the kitchen.
I see.
Yeah, some of it would be because the wall by which the chimney...
So there was a separate fireplace in the corner of the kitchen.
Not in the kitchen. It was in the middle of the floor of the wall.
Oh.
And behind that there was, I assume that was where I was sleeping with the grandmother.
Right.
I don't remember, because my sister was sleeping on top of a big chest.
Trunk, yeah.
There was in the corner, and she would spread a comforter to make for a mattress, and then she would roll it up and leave it like rolled up.
Okay, we're done.
Day.